All right, Chair, your show.
Okay. Hi, everyone. The meeting of the South San Francisco Traffic Safety Commission for Tuesday, November 8th at 5:35 p.m. Will please come to order. May I have a roll call, please?
Sure thing. Chair Abarca,
Here.
Vice Chair Malfatti,
Present.
Commissioner Monzon,
Present.
Commissioner Ewan is unaccounted for. Commissioner Carbone.
Here.
Right. All right. Most are accounted for, Chair. We can move on.
Are there any changes to the order of the agenda?
Not from staff's side. We do want to ask that we leave after items from the commission. Staff would like to make a couple of announcements.
Okay. Public comments. Are there any public comments?
As of 5 p.m. today, actually staff received one email from Chair Abarca regarding the construction activities at 201 to 219 Grand, or the Rome project. I believe that's not for this commission, but that is the email we've been waiting for to pass on to our construction coordination committee and various departments, right?
Okay.
And so if I may, I'll go ahead and
Okay.
forward that on, and I'll CC the rest of the Traffic Safety Commission on that email.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Yep. And that was the only email received, and no voicemails were received regarding anything on the agenda.
Now let's go to consent calendar. Approval of the regular meeting minutes for October 11, 2022. May I have a motion, please?
I have a minor correction or addition.
Sure.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find it here. Regarding the project at the Grand Airport Streetscape item we had last time.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Just wanted to point out, I asked staff to send us a copy of the graphics in the presentation from last time.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you would add that to the meeting notes, appreciate that.
Okay.
And we haven't received them yet, as far as I know. So
yeah, that is on Jeff and myself. So yes, we will get on that. Sorry, Commissioner.
No problem. I just wanted to make a note of that. So we all have that information.
Sure thing. Okay, we will make that correction and amend the meeting minutes, Kelsey, right? And then with that change, Commissioner Ewan, there you are. Good to see you, sir. You're on mute and you're not connected to audio. But all right, so
can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. There we go.
Okay. So, sorry, I'm late.
No worries.
I just got off work.
So with the edits that Commissioner Carbone has suggested, we'll entertain a motion to approve the meeting minutes as amended.
I move approval.
Okay. We have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. I'll take a roll call on this one. Chair Abarca,
Yes.
Vice Chair Malfatti,
Yes.
Commissioner Monzon,
Yes.
Commissioner Ewan,
Yes.
and Commissioner Carbone.
Yes.
Okay, we'll reflect those changes on the meeting minutes and
Thank you.
the chair for signature.
Act 2210 meetings, please.
Okay. So TAC 2210 happened on October 26th. We had a few items. a few items discussed by staff. So let me go through them item by item and let us know at the end which ones we want to go back and discuss a little bit more deeply. So 2210-1, request at Dundee Road. It's a request for traffic calming devices, additional street lights, additional police presence due to property damage and personal injury. 2210-2, Pine Avenue, there was a request for a handicap parking at that residence. 2210-3 at Airport Boulevard and Sister Cities Boulevard. Request for MUTCD W89 warning beacon for drivers to prepare to stop when approaching the signal due to speeding concerns and obstruction of auxiliary light. And then there were, actually it was a fairly short agenda. I forgot about that one. Then there were TAC work orders specific to previous TAC items that had been passed on or to our maintenance or our public works crews to begin installation, replacing stop bars, multi-way stops, installing a no U-turn sign, and installing a yield to bike sign at some intersections and other locations. And then other items that were discussed include 2210-A, which is a discussion on handicap parking and green curbs, specifically occurring at 805 Linden Avenue. 2210-B was the stop sign, a request for a stop sign on Aspen at the intersection of Maple. And ongoing discussion for 326 Altamont Drive, which is a request to remove a handicap parking space in front of a residence. And 2209-3 Avalon Drive, there's a request for traffic calming measures, including speed cushions, stop signs, and street lights along Avalon Drive. And then there was the 2209-2 ongoing discussion for Sutton Avenue, which is, there was a request for speed cushions at Longford and Sutton, along Sutton Ave at Sutton and Dunman, and request for raised speed reducers at all of these locations due to vehicle speeding. And finally, 2209-B, which is a discussion on a potential for an engineering safety newsletter. Yep, and then that was it for TAC 2210. So any specific items we want to look at?
I have just a couple.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
2210-1 Dundee Drive.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of documentation on this one, numerous pages and several attachments.
Right.
And the one that caught my eye was attachment number 3. It had a fairly long list of items to be requested to be addressed. Can one of you guys, I guess my question is, what happens next? What happens regarding that list? That's a long list, one of the longest one I've seen so far. So there's a lot going on with this one. I just wanted to get a sense of where do we go from here?
Okay. Jeff, I don't have the our actions or the TAC decisions pulled up.
So yeah, to kind of address Dave's question about what happens next after they submit a TAC request, we go through the process of kind of reviewing the TAC request as a whole, make sure their recommendations or what they're suggesting makes sense, kind of based off the data or the accident history, kind of the speeds and kind of the traffic study that we do along that corridor. So for this one in particular, they did request a list of items. We are going to recommend kind of painting the street with a center line. I think that was missing previously when they did a street painting project back in, I believe, 2017 or so. So we're also proposing to kind of delineate the travel lanes better by painting the edge lanes, kind of the parking lanes. about 8 feet away from the curb line or so. Kind of just, kind of narrow down those travel lanes a little bit, kind of give the sense of to slow down traffic, give them a sense of a narrow path of travel. Think, let me see, what else do we recommend? I think, yeah, those were kind of the big items we want, because we actually, after we get this kind of request as well, we take our time to actually go out there as well, at times, to kind of look at the site and just to understand the location a little better too. So those are kind of two big things we saw that was missing along Sutton.
They're asking for brighter streetlights and additional streetlights. Is that a public works responsibility? Does that fall under traffic or traffic safety? Which category or which bucket is that in?
That would be typically maintenance or public works
Public
for
works.
streetlights. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, thank you, Jeff. It seemed like a long list. And I guess additionally, this was mostly was this a traffic speeding issue mostly?
From what we saw, some of the accidents was really DUI. So
Yeah.
that's something we can't really control. So just, it's a behavior thing.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that came to us with all of the DUI speeding portion of it. Am I still with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can sit here. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm a little surprised about that part, but I understand now the request for the improvements regarding traffic safety. So thank you for that, Jeff.
Yep, no problem.
And I have one more, Madam Chair, staff, going back to the newsletter, last one on the list.
Yes.
Can you elaborate a little bit more about what that is? And I noticed in the notes that no other local agency seems to have one. But there are other forms of outreach municipalities can provide. Can you maybe elaborate on that, please?
Yeah, sure. Like, I think the discussion that we were engaged in is that actually we had a consultant that has published the little newsletters on traffic safety treatments and things like that for other cities. I forgot the cities that we were going to model it after, but one thing that we were thinking of doing as staff was making sure that we have these documentation, what are these traffic safety treatments. I remember the last time we talked about or what is a slip lane, right? Or what are the what is the purpose of traffic delineators, things like that. Kind of reminding people of what the law is. You can't on an intersection and you have the curved part of the street, you're not allowed to park there. That's California Vehicle Code, and there's a lot of people that kind of forget those things. So is that a way for our staff to kind of communicate the rules of and those types of treatments that we are seeing, and pushing those out to the community. One of the suggestions was to use this platform, Traffic Safety Commission, to kind of use that and use our website and send it as a mass communication to direct them to our website and give them those newsletters on a pretty much a quarterly basis to have that information. And it's something that we can point people to. So that was the idea. We're still trying to get more information and kind of figure out what type of information we want to publish. And then we'll obviously keep the Traffic Safety Commission up to date on that one.
I think it's a great idea to share that information. I have one more on this one.
Yep.
At the bottom of your notes, there's a reference to the California Office of Traffic Safety publishes a monthly newsletter. Is that something that we can include in our monthly packet, or maybe just the website where we can find it?
Sure. Yeah,
That's
that's not a problem. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. That's all I have.
All right. Commissioner Ewan, you had your hand up.
Yeah, just a question about 2210-3 for Sister Cities and Airport Boulevard. I'm just curious what the recommendation was for that. I know that's a pretty challenging location, visibility wise, because you do have the speeding issue because it's a pretty steep downhill gradient towards airport, and then on top of that you have the roadway curves as you get towards the intersection. So on that approach, you have pretty limited visibility of the traffic signals there. So I think the applicant or the person who sent in the request brought up these advanced warning signs. Is that the direction that staff is looking to go to improve visibility or awareness of the signalized intersection, or is there a different solution?
TAC, yeah, hey Justin. TAC is recommending adding the sign on the right side, the traffic signal ahead of sign. I think the one that the requester requested on the left side wasn't appropriate for location. I think these are more appropriate on like a freeway entrances and whatnot, from what we read from the MUTCD. So we're proposing the alternative kind of on the right side. We also gonna trim out some of the trees that are kind of blocking the site of those traffic signals. So we're gonna trim some of those trees down so we get better visibility of the traffic signals.
Okay, great. Yeah, I was going to ask about maybe trimming the median trees.
Yeah.
So that might be something that helps too. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Other items, folks?
Yeah, I have a question. Can we go back to the newsletter?
Yes.
Who is going to produce the information? Is that going to be from the city staff, or we're going to hire a third party to do that report?
I don't think we've gotten to that point of the discussion yet, Commissioner Monzon. Like right now, we're just trying to see what other cities are doing, if they do publish that information. And then I think the last conversation, Jeff, I know police department also publishes their own kind of newsletter and it's like traffic safety stuff too. So we're trying to kind of collect that and see what the best method is. But for now, anticipated, it might be coming from staff because it's our rules of the road that we need to remind people of. Yeah. Yeah.
And then I have a second question on the 2210-2. Is that how that works? Is that for that person only, or that person is requesting for a handicap blue zone that could be used by any other resident also?
Yeah, whenever there's a blue zone on the street, that is something that's not exclusive to that house that it's fronting. Someone can make a request, and if it makes sense, then that could be granted. But what we're seeing is that people kind of hog these spaces and use it for themselves. So not in the, I don't know how to say it nicely. So let me defer to Jeff.
Simply yes, it's for the public use. And there are requirements before we put a worker out for maintenance guys to paint these blue zones and install these poles and signs that the requests have to meet before they have to meet all these requirements before we actually do this work. So we don't take
No, there are
parking
certain
space lightly.
Yeah, they have to meet, and at the same time, if they already have an existing garage, driveway, it's very hard to kind of justify specifically dedicating one in front of their home.
I see. So it's case by case to facilitate the neighbor to use it, right? Just a case by case study.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay. Other items, folks? No? Okay, all right, so that closes that on TAC 2210. All right, so Chair?
From the commission,
Yeah, so we'll Commissioner Carbone will add that California Office of Traffic Safety newsletters to our packet, if not the meeting minutes, depending on like, let me figure out like what the timing of those newsletters are, and then whether it makes sense to include that in the packet or in the meeting minutes that go out, you know, before the, so let me figure out the timing on that one. So
Okay.
we'll take care of it. Other items from commissioners?
Yeah, how it looks like for 2023, are we still going virtual, or we're going to evaluate maybe in the beginning of the year? We're going to meet in person, or how it looks like? I just want to have an idea.
Right now, it's looking like we're going to stay virtual. That seems to work for like these smaller commissions and committees. It seems to work a lot better for folks. So for now, we'll stay remote unless council tells us all the commissions go back in person. Then we have to scramble, because then you'll all have to pile into this small conference room we have at the office.
Thank you, guys.
I appreciate the virtual mode.
I have an item for or request, I should say.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Recently in the city council communication dated November 4th, there was a reference to a smart corridors expansion project. That sound familiar?
Not too.
The city's working with Caltrans on an extension of the smart corridors expansion project. I'd like to ask staff if we could hear more about that at a future meeting.
Okay, I'll look into it and let's see who's the staff that is working on that. And then let's see if we can get them to provide us with information, if not a presentation at a future meeting.
Great, thank you.
Okay. Other items? If not, no. Okay. All right. So Traffic Safety Commission and de facto Parking Place Commission. Jeff, if you want to log off, it's all good, man. Thank you, sir.
All right, everybody, have a great evening.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Jeff.
right.
Thank you, Mr.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, you too.
All right. So Traffic Safety Commission and also Parking Place Commission that are here. Introducing officially our clerk, Kelsey Evans. We got her finally onboarded, but on August, and since then she has been working tirelessly on correcting all the things I've been doing wrong since I've been managing this commission. So so many thanks to Kelsey, and one of her projects is actually Commissioner Monzon. You're gonna love this one, man. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
And you see
Yes.
the Traffic Safety Commission website that now lives under planning and not Public Works, and where we can't find anywhere to update it. So, tricks of our new website. Mr. Monzon, what was your biggest complaint? You said we can't find the agendas. All right, Traffic Safety Commission agendas, previous ones from 2022, 2020, all are loaded up in there. Also, meeting minutes. That's why we needed to make sure that you get like chair and vice chair sign off on minutes, including myself. All are there for viewing pleasure. All right. So there's that one. Has every single like our commissioners, like our meeting times and how we what is our responsibilities are. And the best thing ever, we also have all of our meeting videos loaded up onto our website. So from here on out, you got to dress nicer, you got to speak kinder, because you're all on YouTube even from 2020. So every time Commissioner Monzon was mean to me, it's on YouTube now. Same with you. Same with Chair Barca. Same with Jolene and Justin especially. Dave, you've been okay. So.
Oh, good.
But yeah, no. Everything that we wanted to do, the information that we wanted to push out to the public, they're all there. They're all accessible. It's on our website. Let me actually. We'll try to put a link to this when we send out like our communications to you, so you can share this with anyone. It makes me now like highly visible, like to everyone, which I didn't want to be, but it's part of public service. So what I'll do is actually put our Traffic Safety Commission website on the chat so that you can access that. So that's what Kelsey's been up to for the last like couple of months. So big applause to Kelsey. And thank you for getting us straight.
Awesome.
No, and that is the announcement for today. Yeah.
Kelsey, feel free to edit any corny jokes from the past. Wipe them out of there.
Wow, that's good news. Thank you, Chris and Kelsey, for all. I know that's a lot of work, and I don't think Chris was doing something wrong. It's just that we were aware that his hands he only has two hands, but now with your help, you see that we can get all these things uploaded, and this will help for any residents that want to review it, or any future residents that want to engage on this commission. Will be very helpful, a good tool.
Exactly. Okay.
Right.
Any other questions, items? Otherwise, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn. No? Okay, Chair, go ahead. We cannot hear you, Chair.
Okay. The meeting is now adjourned at 6:02 p.m. Thank you very much. Do you hear me?
Yep, we got you. Thank you.
We got you.
All right.
Thank you to everybody.
All right.
Thanks,
We'll see you
everybody.
next month.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
See you next month.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, bye.